The headlines are heating up. Israel and Iran are closer than ever to direct confrontation. The world is watching anxiously as tensions between these two regional heavyweights reach a boiling point, with every new development making the possibility of open conflict feel more real. But what's really driving this dangerous rivalry? And is there any hope for a peaceful solution? Let's break it down. First, Iran's nuclear program sits at the heart of the crisis. For years, Iran has insisted its nuclear ambitions are peaceful, focused on energy and medical research. But suspicions run deep, especially in Israel, where leaders see any potential for Iranian nuclear weapons as an existential threat, one that could tip the balance of power in the Middle East forever. Israel's government and military are on high alert, convinced that a nuclear-armed Iran would endanger not just Israel, but the entire region. The fear is that even the possibility of Iran developing a bomb could spark a dangerous arms race. Meanwhile, Iran maintains that its nuclear program is for peaceful purposes only, pointing to international treaties and its own energy needs. Yet the lack of transparency and ongoing disputes with inspectors have only fueled suspicions. The United Nations recently found Iran in breach of its nuclear obligations, further eroding trust. International inspectors face obstacles and the world's patience is wearing thin. Second, there's the fierce regional power struggle. Both Iran and Israel are determined to shape the future of the Middle East, each seeking influence over neighboring countries and key political movements. This competition for dominance plays out in parliaments, on the streets, and behind closed doors, with both sides leveraging their alliances and resources to tip the scales in their favor. Iran backs powerful groups like Hezbollah in Lebanon and Hamas in Gaza, providing funding, weapons, and training. These alliances give Iran leverage but also draw the ire of Israel and its allies. In response, Israel frequently launches airstrikes against Iranian targets in Syria and elsewhere, aiming to disrupt Iran's military entrenchment and prevent advanced weapons from reaching its enemies. This ongoing shadow war has real, devastating consequences: destroyed infrastructure, civilian casualties, and a constant risk of escalation into all-out war. Third, broken diplomacy. The 2015 nuclear deal, once hailed as a breakthrough, collapsed after the U.S. withdrew in 2018. Hopes for a diplomatic solution faded, and both sides hardened their positions. Since then, attempts to revive talks have repeatedly stalled. Frustration and mistrust have only grown, making it harder for negotiators to find common ground and increasing the risk of miscalculation. Fourth, risky military posturing. Israel's military doctrine favors preemptive action, striking first to neutralize threats before they materialize. This approach keeps the region on edge, as any misstep could trigger a wider conflict. With some of Iran's regional allies weakened by recent events, there's a growing sense among Israeli leaders that the window for decisive action may be closing, adding urgency to their calculations. Fifth, decades of hostility. Iran refuses to recognize Israel's right to exist, and both sides have built up layers of distrust, propaganda, and animosity that make genuine dialogue extremely difficult. So, how do we move forward? Is there a path out of this cycle of suspicion and violence? 1. Revive nuclear diplomacy with robust, transparent inspections and clear, enforceable limits on Iran's nuclear activities. This would reassure the world and give both sides a foundation for further talks. 2. Build a regional security forum, bringing together not just Iran and Israel, but all key players in the Middle East. Open dialogue can help address shared concerns, reduce misunderstandings, and create new opportunities for cooperation. 3. Link sanctions relief to real, verifiable progress, step by step. This approach rewards positive actions and keeps pressure on all sides to stick to their commitments. 4. Establish direct communication hotlines and bring in experienced international mediators. These steps can help prevent misunderstandings and reduce the risk of accidental war, especially during moments of crisis. 5. Tackle proxy conflicts head-on by encouraging both Iran and Israel to stop supporting militant groups in other countries. Reducing outside interference can help stabilize fragile states and lower the temperature across the region. The bottom line, the problems are deep, complex, and decades in the making, but solutions are on the table and the stakes couldn't be higher. Lasting peace will require bold diplomacy, creative thinking, and, above all, serious trust building. The world is watching, and the future of the Middle East may depend on what happens next.